It's so weird that I mean, this is like, I'm sorry, but it's so weird to like center your entire fucking speech and what like your announcement is going to be as president, what you're going to do as president, around people who think you're a blood-sucking pedophile vampire. Okay? It's weird. Like, obviously he's going to say, you know, I'm your president too. But like, that's the most that should be. Like, where is the unity? Like, how are we going to have unity when like on my other monitor, I'm literally looking at QAnon theories. I'm trying to figure out what they're fucking what they're doing right now. Like, how are they coping with the reality that Donald Trump is no longer president, and like everything that the Q had promised them is a lie. Either way, it's happening. I'm happy to be wrong the more I think about it, but I do think it's possible that Biden will be the one who pulls the trigger. Hunter intentionally left the laptop. Why? So stupid? Or was it? Sleepy Joe, we didn't arrest either of them despite the evidence. Even Biden election officials were arrested and charged with fraud, but Biden wasn't. Like these guys are so fucking off base that they're just...
For President Trump was quite simple and very classic Joe Biden. Him essentially saying, just give me a chance.
Give him a chance. He used that folks a few times. Rachel Scott up there on Capitol Hill, part of that message.
They don't hear you.
For all Americans.
They don't hear you. They only hear Donald Trump, okay? They don't hear you. I don't know why you speak to them. Speak to those who got you there, brother.
The Capitol, Joe Biden.
And speaking to those who got you there is not just about like, here's the first black Capitol Hill Police Department chief or something. Like, speak to those who got you there by addressing their needs. And he kind of did that a little bit. He talked about how this is a nation that is, you know, suffering currently, and that's good. That's understandable. Okay? But it is an inauguration. It is a largely symbolic bullshit event, so it's not supposed to be. QAnon supporters thought Trump was going to send out an emergency alert to declare martial law, but Apple updated everyone's phones to remove emergency alerts. No, they still have emergency alerts on the phones, I'm pretty sure. You can't tell 40% of the country to go fuck themselves. First of all, you can avoid them. You can stop acting like they're fucking serious. You can start acting like you can stop acting like they're legitimate. Motherfucker, people avoid the left all the goddamn time. Stop treating Republicans the same way. Stop normalizing Republicans. Okay? Just stop it. Also, they're not 40% of the country. They're like around 50% of Trump supporters who think the actions that Donald Trump took and like the storming of the Capitol and shit were justifiable acts. So those guys are gone. That's the GG. You know, just move on and they will forget. Okay? That's all you can expect. Also, did I just get raided? Shouts out to, hey, NMP Lol. Thank you, Nick and Melina, for the raid. Pago Palom. Pago raid. Like, people always say like you cannot avoid, you know, Republicans, or you just can't act like they don't exist. Meanwhile, 75% of the country believes Roe v. Wade should be the law of the land. And yet, if you ask the Republican Party, they make it seem like 90% of the country is literally on board with abolishing people's civil liberties and access to get abortions. Okay? Destroying the bodily autonomy of women. So they do that shit all the time for their own fucking specific policy goals and their own agendas. They act like the entire country's on board. And they do everything they can to fight for those goals. Especially ones that are aligned with their long-standing ideological agenda for their party, for the future of capital owners and conservatism in general.
Gorman, just for a moment, because that was more than a poem, that was preaching. And it was preaching born out of wisdom, passion, and dare I say pain. You know, her poem was entitled The Hill We Climb, and of course this was not so much about Capitol Hill as much as it was the uphill battle that's been faced.
You can't say fuck you towards 40% of the country.
It has.
You can't say fuck you towards 40% of the country just as minorities who are being ignored and being screwed. Yeah. And by the way, this isn't to say like it's the same ignoring like racist Andes and moving along and clearly defining what your goals are. That will be helpful to those racists anyway, is not the same as ignoring the existence of marginalized people and like, you know, legislating against their better interests. It's just not the same. So yes, I do think that you should just say, look, I'm going to be your president whether you like it or not. Okay? That's what I always say. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, all the racists in the audience, if you're in here watching, if you're in here hate watching, I am going to be such a fucking tyrant. If I ever had power, I'd be so tyrannical towards you. I would give you that government health care, baby. I would give you that fucking government health care whether you like it or not. I'd give you that $15 minimum wage. Oh my God, I'd be so tyrannical to you, dude. You'd be able to not die because you can't fucking afford insulin, dude. That kind of tyranny, baby. You'd get dental care. Ooh, I'd be so tyrannical with that, dude. I'd be so tyrannical by allowing unionization to happen in this country. You know what I mean? So you could have collective bargaining agreements and get better benefits, more power over your workplace. That type of fucking real tyrannical nonsense, you know. I'm a monster like that. So yeah. That's my fucking tyranny.
Of